Welcome to the revised Ask the Expert. From any long-term fans or long-term listeners, you may have heard a video or two called Ask the Expert, but it was definitely no expert editing or expert interviewing. So welcome to the new and improved Ask the Expert. I now have an official co-host here. Jace, why don't you kick us off and introduce everyone to yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jace Newhoffel. I'm a new account manager here with Co-Plastics. Really excited to be on board with this company. So far, the road has been not a single bump in it, which is it's been quite refreshing. Wonderful company to work for. It has been a very eye-opening experience on just stepping into a new industry, exploring things that I never had even considered. And this is just such a cool opportunity to not only hop on a podcast, but also just kind of highlight some of the really, really cool things that not only that I do as a account manager, but, things that we do as a company. Just kind of, hopefully shed some light on what our industry is, what we do as a company, what we're able to provide, and, just some of our goals. So.
I think what the people really need to know is how much the two of us love podcasts, and actually being able to do our own is very exciting.
That's podcasting. No, but I think you're 100% right. No, podcasting is something that I never would have considered to be such an influential piece of media. 20 years ago, watching the news, watching my mom and dad watch the news, I'm like, nobody's come on, nobody's really watching this. And now, on my commute to and from work, on road trips, when I'm cleaning my house, I have a podcast on all the time. So in an attempt to not saturate the podcast market further, hopefully we can do some justice with our little media platform here.
Definitely. And I know, just so everybody knows, I was the face behind the old Ask the Expert. You just never saw my face. I was usually the person cut out asking the questions. So I'm excited to actually be face and face, be a little personal here, and we'll see where it takes us. And I know everyone's probably confused. Jace, this is called Ask the Expert. Jace just said he's brand new. He's 4 months in. I'm in marketing and by no means a plastic expert yet. I've gotten fairly well. But what we really wanted to come on here and do is interview our experts in our company is the key here. Jace comes with a new perspective, which is fresh and exciting. Me, I don't technically sell the plastic, but my day-to-day is talking about co-plastics and plastics and explaining it to somebody who doesn't see plastic every day. So what our goal is to kind of get these experts on this podcast and just be able to get them to talk about it in a way that encompasses everyone.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really excited to do. I recently interviewed all of our sales branches, and the biggest piece of feedback we got when we asked them, hey, what do customers love about Cope? What do customers love about Cope? What's our biggest payback to our customers? It was our expertise, our people, their knowledge. And that's not something that's easy to sell.
Correct.
And so we want to get these people on here and just let them speak to you guys. Another big thing is always, Cope just wants to help people. So a lot of times if somebody calls an account manager up and it's like, no, we don't do that exact thing, but here's someone who does. And that's what we really want to get across in this podcast.
Absolutely. That was one thing that I noticed almost immediately was that I come from a background of one of my biggest values in my working life is that I want to be of use. I want to be of service. I want to be the bridge between the gap. If I've got to, work extra hard or, what I mean, whatever it takes to have a satisfied customer at the end of the day really does make a difference to me. And my first couple of, experiences here delving into the world of account management was all of my superiors they went every extra mile they could. It didn't matter if it felt like something that was, a little bitty or benign or whatever. It was, hey, this customer, we're going to take care of them. They've taken care of us. And, it's not even a catastrophic failure. It's, hey, we noticed that we could ship this out earlier, or, hey, we noticed that we could help you out on material cost, or, hey, exactly like you said, we don't do X, Y, or Z, but we know somebody who can. Here's their contact information. Anything you've got in the future, keep us in mind, because if we can't do it, we'll at least get you where you need to be. And that is such a refreshing thing to see, especially in today's market where people see dollar signs and that's all they're worried about. And that's just not how I operate. So the moment I saw my superiors doing that and making an actual effort to do so, that was such an important thing for me.
That's awesome.
So,
Definitely. I also think what's really impressive, and that the people should also know, because we won't be doing much of the talking past this episode,
yep.
is how much you, Jace, already love plastic at 4 months in.
So I have been bullied many times.
Let's hear it.
I am one of those people where I don't believe in stagnation. That is, I would say, honestly, one of my only phobias. And any industry that I've been in, I want to know, I want to be able to stand on my word. I really feel like my word as a salesman, as an employee means a lot to me. And I want that to have substance. So for me, joining into this industry, the moment that I noticed that I was totally out of my own league. Like I'm 1000% the new kid on the block, and I'm just a sponge when it comes to, niche information and knowledge and being able to just understand. I have such a drive to understand. And now that I've been in this industry for a couple of months now, just learning how many substantially cool things, important things, useful things that you can do with plastic, how intertwined it is with pretty much every industry that you can think of. That was like,
Mhm.
as soon as I saw that and really like saw the door open on that, I mean, it's like my first couple of weeks at work, it was like all I did all day besides learning how to do my job was, what can we do with plastics? And the list is very long. So,
The important thing is not single-use plastic.
absolutely.
Performance lifelong plastic. Life
Correct.
extending.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Which
Yes.
is, again, that was an eye-opening thing for me because, I feel like most people, and I'm willing to bet that the vast majority of people do probably know at the end of the day that there's plastic isn't just plastic. There's yes, single-use plastics are a thing, but when they really think about it, they don't actually compute how much plastic that they touch on a daily basis that they have for years and years and years. They're wearing a polyester shirt and they don't even know what that is. Like they don't understand that the plastic industry, the goal is sustainability. It's
Sure.
how are we going to set ourselves up for success in the future? We've looked at these things, we've considered a lot of things. The FDA regulated material is so safe, it's so regulated, it's so safe, it's so benign. And a lot of people, you hear a lot of different buzzwords and people freak out, but just the aerospace industry, electronics industry, construction industry, the packaging industry, the health and healthcare industry, every single one of those uses an alarming, just exponential amount of plastic, and no one really ever considers that. You see an IV bag or a gas, even a gas hose, like the stuff in your car, the case on your phone, like it's all around us, it's everywhere, it's ubiquitous within everything that we do every day. And here at Cope, that's the thing, is our goal is that those performance plastics, these things that play such a crucial role in our modern society, we want to do that in a sustainable, economical, and obviously profitable way. So,
For sure. My personal favorite is the ag industry and seeing all the places that there's plastic on these giant
correct.
tractors. I think I live
100%.
in the country. I see tractors out in fields all the time, and just knowing that like the plastic we make is in there is
Yep.
just so cool to me.
Oh, absolutely. I'm the same way. So there's like a running joke between people that are in the trades, construction workers or electricians. Anytime they're in an area where they've worked on something, it's always like, I worked on that over there.
Mhm.
That's honestly kind of been my mindset now. Is like I think about some of the things that we've fabricated and done. I'm like, that was us. Not
Oh
to
yeah.
not to flex on them too hard, but that was us. We did that. Here's my business card.
Exactly. I completely agree.
But
Jace, is there anything else you want to touch on our first ever episode that you want to dive into?
I mean, honestly, I'm just excited for the opportunity. This is
Hmm.
awesome. When you first approached me with it, that was such a cool, unique thing. Like, not only are we hopefully able to, really get people pumped up to tune in, to actually watch it, but at the end of the day, hopefully, but we'll be able to better service people. When we actually have the time to sit down and digest some information, coming from the proverbial horse's mouth, the people that have been in the industry, the people that understand the industry, the ebbs and the flows, and the pros and the cons, and just they understand like why our industry is so crucial. And not only that, but they are able to be that bridge that ultimately that we want to be, and they've done it for so long that it's to them it's just another day, but for us, being able just to have that experience to shed that light on some information that people probably really wouldn't even consider. We live in an age of technology where, crazy enough, people have like hundreds of thesauruses worth of information at their fingertips. And yet, even then, still, like, things like this is something that is so just present that it's just put on, on the back burner. It's never really considered until you have people that actually say, hey, all these things in your house right now, guarantee you that that's probably something in our wheelhouse. And it's that, to me, is I hope what we can kind of convey is that not only just to like shout out ourselves, but just the
Hmm.
importance of bringing awareness, and of how important and a crucial role that not only do we play, but just the industry. It's such a challenge to make things, I guess, that earworm of wanting to make things interesting. But I really do genuinely feel like this is going to be something really cool. I think it's, even if it's only a couple of people, if one person's excited about it, then I'm excited about it. So
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to just say, like, we are just both so excited because there's just so much we want to get across. We want to promote cope in our people. We want to explain the plastics. Like, I feel like we just spit it out so much stuff that it's like, whoa, wait.
yeah,
But like, we're going to get
bring it
into all of
back.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're going to let you know the difference between the polyester and your t-shirt, because I do think that people are knowing more and more about single-use plastics. It's a big buzzword right now. It's
Yes.
in your detergent, it's your pods, your everything. And like, I think it's also so important in this moment right now with sustainability that we know that's not us. Like,
Nope.
we are nothing with the single use, nothing with the microplastics. That's not us. We're, fabricated parts, and we're skylights on tractors and
Yep.
all those fun things. And we're really going to be able to interview some fun people. And I hope this is entertaining. I
Yep.
hope this is informational. I see so many places where this can go, and I'm
Yep.
just so excited.
No, this was a very cool opportunity. I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited to be a part of it. I hope this thing takes off. I hope, like I said, I hope at least just a handful of people come away
Mhm.
knowing a little bit more. And I think that that's valuable enough that it's worth pursuing. So
I agree. I think and again, everybody should know this is the inaugural podcast. So I think a really fun way to end these podcasts when we have a guest is going to be asking them this question that we're going to ask ourselves. So we just got back from Thanksgiving break. We're recording this in the beginning of December, getting the end of 2025, trying to get people pumped up for 2026 when this podcast is really going to take off, when we're really going to be doing some cool stuff. But we just got back from Thanksgiving break, and I don't know about you. I had talking to family members, some you've seen recently, some you haven't seen in a while. And it's so funny when they ask you, what do you do? What's Cope Plastics? And it's so fun to get to try to explain that. My boss and I talk about it all the time. And we always talk about the examples we use to try to explain performance plastics and Cope Plastics. And my favorite example is the plexiglass, the protective glass around the ice skating arena and the Blue Stadium. They're like, wait, that's your plastic? I was like, yeah, it's actually not glass, it's plexiglass. That's my plastic. But how did you explain it, co-plastics and performance plastics, to your family this Thanksgiving?
so my family is a group of rather long-winded individuals, so I come by it honestly. So I will give the very shortened and condensed version.
Which will still be long as mine was.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, so the way that I explained my particular career, especially to like my parents, just to kind of let them in, just understand what's going on. I was gifted whenever I first started. One of the things that one of the guys in the warehouse did for me was that we took some recycled material and they made me a cutting board. I'm an avid outdoorsman. I fillet a lot of fish, skin a lot of deer, and it's always good to have a really solid cutting board. And for a lot of people in their mind, they think cutting boards are like, oh wow, they're like so expensive, you know what I mean? And sometimes they are, but like when I explain to them like what I do on a daily basis, I'm like, think of it like this. I'm a car salesman, but for this. And then I held up my really fancy cutting board that I got, and they absolutely loved it because they didn't even realize it like that was a thing. You know what I mean? They think in their mind, like, oh, you go to Walmart and you go buy a cutting board and it's just there, but they don't realize that like there are people that actually like use it every day, butcher shops and produce shops and things like that. And, that right there let me know. I was like, oh, we do way more than I had ever considered up until now. But I literally just was like, I hope you guys are some visual learners. Here you go.
That's awesome. I love it.
But,
well, Jace, this has been fun. I think we've already got some wheels spinning and turning in people's mind just with that last follow-up conversation. And I'm just excited for 2026 and introducing people to our first guest.
Absolutely. Me too. I think it'll be fun. At the end of the day, I can promise you one thing. I'm going to have fun doing it. So.